Is the indictment of your predecessor politically divisive?
That was President Biden yesterday laughing it away after a reporter asked him about former President Trump's indictment. Fox News White House correspondent Peter Doocy grilled the White House on why it's remaining silent on this case. Watch.
As a lawyer, is he concerned at all that a local DA indicting a former president could, down the line, open up the possibility, set the precedent, that local DAs that don't like former President Biden could indict him?
I'm not going to comment from here.
Why don't you have more to say about the Trump indictment?
It is an ongoing case, and I've been very clear about that.
Does the lack of comment mean that you do not think anything happening in New York today is one of the top issues facing the country at the moment?
That's your assessment. That's not my assessment.
Trump's next in-person court date is now scheduled for December 4th. That's just 2 months before the Iowa Republican caucuses, the official start of the 2024 GOP presidential primary calendar. We also have, of course, the first GOP primary debate in 4 months. That is this August. So you could argue, as the Republicans are, that this is election interference, Mike.
Yeah, well, I think the CNN poll from the other day showing that almost 80%, imagine that in a poll in America today, you get 80% believe that there's political motivation behind this. But the odd thing is that also in that same survey, over 50% agree with the indictment. And you think about that, and you think they just don't care. Yeah, we believe it's politically motivated, but we don't care. We still want it to happen. So I think we're at a point in our time that we have to be very concerned. I agree with people who think this is a sad situation. And if there was something there, you can't help but believe that they would have brought this before, either through federal charges. But it's disappointing. It's sad. But the most worrisome thing is where this leads us to. It's a continuing almost dumbing down of America.
That's absolutely right. I totally agree. But in terms of the actual investigation, I mean, can you come up with a person who has been investigated any more than Donald Trump?
Certainly not one in the public eye.
Right. He has been investigated so much, and this is what they have been able to come up with. That's it, James.
Yeah, we played the clip earlier with Bragg saying that there was new evidence that had come to his office. Where is it? So far, this is essentially what the Wall Street Journal reported 5 years ago. As far as the underlying facts, I can brag about it because I had nothing to do with that reporting. But that response from the president, if he was laughing because he regards this case as a joke, which it is, then he should say that. Otherwise, this is an enormous missed opportunity for him to criticize, to express skepticism. Now, you can say you don't like a president commenting on matters in the judicial branch, but this is a guy, we're looking at him, who has made the most outrageous, malicious comments about the Supreme Court, attacking their jurisprudence, their judgment, accusing them of being political. Now he suddenly has this stance with the White House press secretary as well that they don't want to comment on the august proceedings of DA Alvin Bragg in Manhattan.
Well, they don't want to get their hands dirty, right?
Yeah. And by the way, this happens just a week or so after we got bank records that indicated Biden family influence peddling. So let's not forget when we first saw those records, the next day the leak started that Trump would be indicted. So, I mean, they clearly do not want to talk about the Biden influence peddling.
Well, and I think actually Peter Doocy's comment to KJP in the press room was very telling, whereby he said, let me ask you, Madam Press Secretary, might this open the door for the same thing to happen to President Biden if and when he leaves office, right? Where a local DA says, you know what, I want to take actually a point against someone who's a politician who's no longer in office, whom I disagree with, right?
Yeah. We've seen it all before. Congress, Nancy Pelosi knocked off all the Republicans off important committees. She knocked off some, and then she got upset when Kevin McCarthy did the same thing and took Democrats off of committees like Adam Schiff.
Yeah, I was struck yesterday also by another aspect of this, which was after the indictment was unsealed, nobody was really happy. If you watched CNN, if you watched MSNBC, there was some efforts by the sort of the far left pundits to try to spin this. but they were working hard to demonstrate some level of glee, because I think even on that side, they see that this is weak. And I think there's a feeling like that's all there is. And they want more, right? They're not going to be satisfied with this. So I think they've already started turning their attention to the other cases that are on the table.
And by the way, for the judge to say be back here on December 4th, isn't that the meeting where the motions are discussed, and that's basically a legal meeting? The lawyers typically get together on that. Why is Donald Trump now being forced to come back to court on December 4th?
Because I think, as you pointed out, Maria, that's when the Republican debates begin. Yeah. Right? So, I mean, it really does look like it.
You're not saying there's a coincidence there.
Oh, no coincidence. You're due back in court, right, as you're also going to be seen on TV. I mean, this is the middle of the campaign. This is arguably campaign interference.
And he says he doesn't have a gag order, but they told him not to really discuss this or put anything up on, post anything that could trigger people to get upset. So it's like, you're arrested, you're indicted, and shut up about it.
Yeah, and I will say, I think whoever's advising the White House currently about their strategy in dealing with this, I think they're actually correct, right? It's much like Biden not announcing his presidency. Just stay out of it, right? Because I think that, for their perspective, nothing good's going to happen if President Biden opens his mouth and talks about this.
Yeah, but that picture, don't you take that reaction to mean he's enjoying this?
Oh, yeah.
Sure. I guess maybe he needed a little more message discipline about
no, he looked like a cat with a canary in his mouth.
He's smiling ear to ear, for sure.
Yeah.